Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash, the honors and salutations to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Stone, to the Akim and Akweth, throughout the four corners of the earth, holding on in sincerity and truth and diligence of mind, to the gospel of Lord Mashiach Yahushai, this Brahmanasha DC camp. Short lesson for the hopeful elect. So I'm just going to go into a short and easy gospel of the Lord of Mashiach Yahushua. Just two events that shows you how important it is to dig into the little things of the scriptures, things that you think that are not that significant. They do hold some weight when you sport the value of the wisdom we can obtain from it. All right. So I'm going to read from the book of Mark, chapter 4, from verse 35 to verse 41. All right. So it says, on the same day, when the even was come, he said unto them, let us pass over to the other side. And when they had sent away the multitude, they took him, even as he was in the ship. And there were also with him other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and great waves beat into the ship, so that it was now full. All right, so there was a sudden change in weather. All right, you could always tell when the storm's going to come in hours, because Jake had that access to understanding how the heavens operate. All right, so you could always tell when the storm's going to come, and you know how to prepare yourself accordingly. All right, but for this reason, I guess it slipped their mind that something was going to come up just like that and catch them all of a sudden. All right. Then it says in verse 38, and he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow, this Yahushua. And they awake him and say unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? And he arose and rebuked the wind and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. All right. So now you know that Yahushua had power over the heavens for him to calm the storm. All right. So even when the storm was forming, he definitely knew. All right. And my suspicions that Yahushua used that storm as a teaching example to show his power. All right. So, initially, folks were coming to Yahushua for healings and all that stuff. All right. The raising of people from the dead, the healing the lame, the blind, the people that were oppressed by all these demons, people that were possessed and all that. All right. Folks that couldn't even function normally. All right. Only to now see that Yahushua also have power over the elements to control the skies and everything else, even the deep. Even when he told the Apostle Peter to cast his net on the other side of the boat, and then he got some fish. So you could tell by their reaction. Okay, all right. Peace be still is what Yahushua said to the wind, and the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. All right, so that shows you the power that the Lord Mashiach Yahushua really had. All right, And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what he was showing to his hopeful elect, his apostles, all right, his disciples. And he said unto them, why are ye so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? Yeah, so they should have taken that opportunity to do what Yahushua did, because they've been with Yahushua for time, and they knew that the Spirit of the Lord was working with them, but they did not exercise it because they were not at that level of faith yet. All right. So Yahushua chastised them, and he said that they could have done the same thing that he did. And Yahushua even talk about that, man. You know, Yahushua talk about that, and that's one thing I'd like to pull up from the book of John. All right. John chapter 14. All right. John chapter 14. And then go to verse 12. It says, let's look at that. All right. Let's start from verse 11. John 14. Let me write this down. It just popped in my mind. So this is John chapter 14. Start from verse 11. Believe me that I am in the Father and the Father is in me, or else believe me for the very works' sake. All right. So this is just what Yahushua was mentioning, that the people should believe in him, and then his apostles should also, keep his words diligently. So verse 12 says, very verily I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, the works that I do shall he do also. So that's the reason why Yahushua had to chastise his disciples for not calming the storm. All right. So that was Yahushua's test of their faith. All right. So it was an opportunity for them to learn how important faith is. All right. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So that's something I just wanted to share with you all. And so Yahushua was asleep in the ship. Okay. So that's what's in the book of Mark, chapter 4. And let's go to 35. Let's see. So, verse 40 says, and he said unto them, why are ye so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? And they feared exceedingly, and said one to another, what manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him? Oh, yes. So that's something we all have to take with us. All right. We all have to keep this lesson with us, man. A lesson in faith. But this is just one incident. All right. So Yahushua was asleep. All right. In the ship, and the storm was there. All right. And the folks were fearful. All right. So now we're gonna move over to chapter 11. So Yahushua was asleep, and his disciples were awake. So you already know where I'm heading over to. So this is Mark. I'm going to read from verse 32 to verse 42. All right. Let's see. Give me one moment. All right, Mark 14. So this is the situation that Yahushua had to go through after he had been preparing himself, for the crucifixion. Before the crucifixion came, this was exactly what he had to do. So I'm going to read from verse 32. All right, and they came to a place which was named Gethsemane. All right, and when you look up the word Gethsemane in the Hebrew, it's going to tell you something important. All right, Mark chapter 14, verse 32. I put it up in the blue letter. All right. And it says, all right, oil press. All right. And he said to his disciples, sit here. All right, sit ye here while I pray. And he taketh with him Peter and James and John, and began to be so amazed, and to be very heavy, and said unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful unto death. Tarry ye here and watch. All right. So the apostles were on the boat. All right. They were awake. All right. They kept their wits about them. All right. But in this case, you see what happens. All right. Verse 35, and he went forward a little and fell to the ground and prayed that if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. All right. So this is Yahushua's faith being tested. All right. So Yahushua tested the faith of the apostles, and now the Lord is testing Yahushua's faith. All right. So you could see the difference and the similarities in these two incidents. And this is what Yahushua said to the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible unto thee. Take away this cup from me, nevertheless, not that I will, but what thou wilt. Alright, so this is necessary for the salvation of our nation. Alright, the sacrifice had to be made, okay? And that's Yahushua laying down his life upon the command of the Lord, okay? To use his faith to usher in the adoption of our nation back into the fold, okay? Reconciliation. So verse 37 says, and he cometh and findeth them sleeping, and said unto Peter, Simon, sleepest thou? Couldst not thou watch 1 hour? Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. So that's just one incident, all right? So if we read furthermore, it says, and again he went away and prayed and spake the same words. And when he returned, he found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy, neither wist they what to answer him. All right? Yeah. So that was the second time. Then the third time, and he cometh the third time and said unto them, sleep on now and take your rest. It is enough. The hour is come. Behold, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. So you see that? So they caught them sleeping 3 times. All right. Verse 42, rise up, let us go. Lo, he that betrayed me is at hand. All right. So Yahushua separated the top four. Or let me see. Yeah, he separated his top. Let's see how many did he pick. All right, Peter, James, John. All right, his top three, and the rest he had them behind. All right. So that's just Yahushua's inner circle. Peter, James, and John. All right. So there are different levels in this ministry, just like the apostles, Tahar, Ramlab, Makar, Gabar. They always mention that. All right. So in this situation, you see that during the storm, Yahushua was asleep, and the apostles were awake, and Yahushua had to chastise them to exercise their faith. All right. And in this incident, Yahushua was awake praying, and the apostles were asleep. His inner circle was asleep. Can you imagine that? So, who knows if the others, what you might call them, the other seven were asleep also before Judas slithered away. Yeah, so this is just one thing, we all have to look at, man. One incident, Yahushua was asleep, the apostles were awake, and then he had to make sure that they exercised their faith. And then this time around, Yahushua is awake, and the apostles are asleep, and he still wants them to exercise their faith. All right, so that's just one thing. When you're awake, the Lord wants you to be on point. All right. All right. So the servants have to, take responsibility to look up for the master. So they should act on his behalf. All right, without running backwards. All right, to go seek his attention. All right, and then in this case, Yahushua had to go back to get them to make sure they stay on point. So he's supposed to be awake at all times when it's necessary. All right. So the servants have to watch for the master. They tried the first time, but they didn't get a time to exercise their faith. And they tried again. They didn't get enough time to exercise their faith properly because they were asleep. So that's why Yahushua said that the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. All right. So now you look at the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and 12. You see what Yahushua had to deal with. All right, so it says, let's see. Well, let's see. It gotta be 17 and 12. Let's hope it is. Yeah, so Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 12 say, for fear is nothing else but a betraying of the sore cores which reason offereth. All right. So the apostles were afraid in the first example, and then the fear also came upon Yahushua in the second example. So Yahushua showed courage. In the first example, the apostles were, fearful of the storm. Yahushua had to build them out, exercising his power. And this time around, in Gethsemane, Yahushua, was in a stressful situation, all right? And the apostles didn't really understand what was going on. They fell asleep. If you know you're going to be in a stressful situation, you wouldn't be asleep. But they didn't really get the memo yet, as by prophecy. They haven't had their senses heightened, all right? So now you could see fear in both incidents. The master was afraid in the second incident, but had courage in the first. But he still had to go along with the agenda, all right? So that's what faith help you, man, in the face of adversity, all right? So now you look at the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, and then let's see, verse 6. What does it say? I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, O Jerusalem, we shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. All right, so that's our vocation, our calling in this ministry, to call upon the Lord out of a pure heart, so that we are remembered for mercy. All right, so that we be remembered for salvation. All right, for deliverance. Okay, so extra precept. Let's pull up from the book of let's see. Let's look at Sirach also again. Book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 14. All right, let's see what it says. It says, "For a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in an high tower." All right, so when you're by yourself, all right, your mind is always gonna go through the motions of understanding the state it's in, its current condition. All right, you meditating. All right, you downloading information, you're processing information, and you're making plans of what you're gonna do with that information that you get. All right, the Spirit of the Lord is tapping into your spirit, and your spirit is getting an upgrade. All right, so you're basically shedding out the ignorance. All right, when you are being ministered unto by the Spirit of the Lord, by the Ruach HaKodesh, you're shedding weights of ignorance. Right, you're shedding dead weights. Okay, so you understand more about your situation, about others' situation, when you start to apply that to your psyche, and then that's how you get stronger. That's how your faith grows. Okay, so that's the reason why this ministry requires faith. You cannot do nothing in this ministry without faith. Faith is the most essential ingredient, all right, that motivates you to keep the commandments of the Lord to the best of your ability, all right? So just to wrap this up, from the book of Isaiah, chapter 52, this is what the Lord is going to reward his servants, the prophets, with. Okay, Isaiah chapter 52. All right, let's get this real quick. I'm going to read from verse 6 to verse 8. This is what it says. "Therefore, my people shall know my name." How are they going to know the name of the Lord? The preachers, the watchmen, all right, the apostles have to make mention of the name of the Lord, all right? Teach the people the name of the Lord. Break down the name of the Lord to the people, all right? Introduce the name of the Lord to the people so that they can build themselves up too, and others. And that's what it is. You know, you're spreading information that's valuable for the upward mobility of our people towards salvation, towards wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So Isaiah 52 verse 7 says, start with verse 6. All right, that's the best way it's supposed to be. "Therefore my people shall know my name." All right, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. All right, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. All right, Yahweh means he is. Yahushai means he's the deliverer. All right, "Therefore they shall know in that day that I am he that doth speak. Behold, it is I. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. All right, so that's an example of Yahushua bringing the words of life unto our people. All right, that's what Yahushua is doing, and that's the commission he has signed to the apostles. All right, and it's also on his disciples also, that bring good tidings of good, that publisheth salvation. Yeah. So our job is to publish salvation. And when they say publish, you gotta be out there in public. You're putting something in public, all right? You're out there on highways and byways. You're doing lessons to publish online. That's exactly what we're doing. That said unto Zion, all right, the memorial of the Lord, thy power reigneth. That watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye when the Lord shall bring again Zion. Right? So that's what we are contending for. All right, to be on the same mind frame as the Lord of Mashiach Yahushai. All right, to be receptive to his administration. Okay, verse 9 says, break forth into joy, sing together. When you sing together, it means you're in one mind. All right, there's unity. Ye waste places of Jerusalem, for the Lord hath comforted his people. He hath redeemed Yerushalayim. So that's all it is, all right? So that was the point that I came, Baratas, you've been edified, and hey, that's all we have to remember, man. You know, every situation we go through, man, always remember, your faith is going to be tested. The Lord Hamashiach Yahushai had his apostles tested. He tested their faith in different circumstances, all right? So that way they can always piggyback on that. Not say piggyback, land back on that, okay? So they can land back on that in the future and pass that lesson on to those that are going to benefit from it. So that's it, Akim Barataza. You've been edified, and Barakataya Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Kakadash, Shalom.